We can all forgive imperfect video, but we can't tolerate bad audio. Perfection is not what we're after. What you need to strive for is good, clean audio for all your recordings. The very first step in capturing good, clean recordings of your voice is to calibrate your microphone. Skipping this step is where everyone, at one point or another, has gone wrong. The process is very simple and only takes a few seconds to verify after the first time in a new location. Begin by making sure your microphone is properly connected to your Mac and is working. Go to the Apple menu and select System Preferences. Then click on the sound icon and go to the Input tab. This is where you'll select which microphone your Mac is listening to. Your list of inputs may not match mine exactly, but nearly all Macs will list the internal microphone and the line-in microphone. More than likely, one of these two options is currently selected. If you haven't done so already, plug in your USB microphone directly into your computer. Try to avoid plugging the microphone into a USB hub if possible, as these can cause problems in your recording. After a few seconds, you should see your USB microphone's name appear here in the list of options. Select it so that your Mac knows it's supposed to be listening to this microphone. As you speak, you should see this levels indicator moving, letting you know that your microphone is properly connected and working. Once you see these lines moving, you know you're good to go, and you can close the Preferences window and then open up the Camtasia recorder. Calibrating your mic is a simple three-step process of selecting the right input, setting the correct gain levels, and then testing your settings. For your test recording, you'll want to make a short 5 to 10 second recording of just your microphone so that you can confirm that it's set correctly. If the screen or camera sliders are green, click on them to turn them off, and then make sure the microphone slider is green, clicking on it to turn it on if necessary. Then, even though we told your Mac to listen to your USB mic, we need to tell Camtasia to also listen to the correct mic. So click the drop-down menu and then select your mic from the drop-down menu. I'll select my Blue USB Audio 2.0. Next, we need to set our levels. You may have noticed these numbers that keep changing in this area above the mic settings. This is a readout of the current input levels that your microphone is reading on the decibel scale, or in dBs. You can control this mic level gain by adjusting this slider. What you're looking for is that the peaks of your audio are between -6 and -12 dB when you're talking in your normal speaking voice. One thing that threw me off when I first started to learn how to calibrate my mic is the fact that the decibel scale is in negative numbers, with the loudest sound that can be recorded at a value of 0 dB. The bigger the negative number, the quieter the sound is. Therefore, if you move this slider to the left, you'll reduce the input gain and the negative numbers will start to get bigger, indicating the recording will be quieter. If you move this slider to the right, then you will increase the gain until the negative numbers get smaller and closer to 0, making your recordings louder. Keep making very fine-tuned adjustments until you're able to consistently get the peaks of your levels to show up between -6 and -12 dB. Be patient and you'll find the right spot. Now you're ready to record your first sound test. Press the Start Recording button, and then you'll see a countdown timer letting you know when the recording will begin. Then talk in a normal voice for about 5 to 10 seconds. This is my first sound test of the day to check that my mic is properly calibrated. Then press Command-Shift-2 to stop the recording. You'll want to name your recording. I'll call mine Sound Test 1. And click the Complete button. Your editor should automatically open up and the sound test should appear here in your timeline. If it hasn't, drag its icon from the media bin down into your timeline. When you look at the clip, you may notice this small jagged line here. This is a visual representation of your recorded voice. It's also called a waveform. What you want to see is that the peaks of this line reach to about the halfway height of the track, but don't go all the way to the top. You can play back your audio by pressing the play button here in the main toolbar, then press it again to stop playback. This is my first sound test of the day to check that my mic is properly calibrated. How does your audio sound? I prepared a sample file that shows some common results. You can see that in this first clip, my input volume is set too low. If your recording looks like this, then go back to your recorder and raise the input level a bit and try again. If your recordings look more like this second clip, where my audio levels are peaking all the way at the top of the track, this is called clipping, and it's a very bad problem to have. You'll want to turn your input volume down a bit and try again. If you open this file and play it back, make sure that the volume on your speakers or headphones is turned down for this middle clip before playing it back, since it is very loud. What you're trying to achieve is to have your audio levels look more like this third clip at a nice middle volume. Notice you can clearly see the peaks, and there is a nice separation between the phrasing. This file will be easy on your listener's ear and better for you to edit. Once you've verified that your mic is properly calibrated, make a note of what your settings are for this recording session. The next time you come back to record, even if it's tomorrow, make a quick check in your system preferences that your mic is properly selected and is working. Then, record a sound test and confirm that they're still correct here inside of Camtasia. If you do this every time you sit down to record, then you will not need to go through the pain and frustration of trying to fix major audio problems later.